So I decided to start a different kind of podcast, and I thought it would be good to make a short bio about my life so people can maybe relate to me better. So I was born in Seattle in 1960, the youngest of 7 kids, but we moved to Los Angeles when I was around kindergarten age. My parents were cool. They didn't seem to view things too seriously in life. But my mom was a lifelong Democrat, and I think my dad liked Reagan in the 80s, but I know he also loved the Kennedys in the 60s. All my teenage years were only about doing bicycle motocross and getting high with my friends, but I was smoking way too much weed in my early teens. But getting into racing motocross really helped me straighten out a lot. Although after I couldn't race motocross anymore, I was off to Hollywood punk rock land. Growing up in the 60s and 70s, I liked my older brothers and sisters' rock music, but when punk rock happened, it was a perfect fit for my nonconformist views. But my life really went off the rails with alcohol at that time. And I lived the life of a drunkard for many years, but eventually got clean and sober in the mid-80s and re-entered society. But I still had problems with depression and also had some relapses back to alcohol. So I'd work for a while, usually as a database developer, and then I would end up living in many low-cost countries. Now, all these years later, I'm living in Mexico City with my Chihuahua pup, Billy, and I got her when I was living in Thailand. I plan to share my thoughts about many social and political issues on my podcast. I've only voted once in my entire life, and it was for Bernie Sanders. But I also want to talk about other stuff that I find interesting. So I hope some other people find what I share on my podcast interesting, and thanks for listening to my bio. Okay, bye.